Do you believe in karma? I really have turned to karma and believe in karma far more now, I think, in my later years than I ever did in my early years. I think I was too busy worrying about my future in my 20s and 30s to even contemplate what karma is and what the rules are. So I've done a little list here. There's 12 laws of karma. The first one is the law of cause and effect. I think that's the one that everybody knows. You reap what you sow, and people have comedy episodes like, forgive me, but they said Donald Trump, our president, didn't believe in COVID and then he came down with it. Some people believe that was karma. Whatever thoughts or energy that you put out, you get back. There are times when, let's say I'm cleaning a house and I'm angry and agitated, just had one of those days where you wake up, you stub your toe and just everything in the day goes wrong. But I have noticed that in my experience, if I'm angry and agitated when I'm cleaning things, that's the day when a picture frame that you set up falls, mirrors break, things fall down, things break. I have far more accidents on the days that I'm agitated than on the days when I'm calm. So there is something about everything is energy, everything is vibration, and what you put out comes back. And I've had episodes of such. Anyway, that's the first law, the most significant law of karma. The number 2, law of creation. This is the second law of karma. And this is something I think that if you're following laws of attractions, if you're listening to Abraham Hicks and all these other folks out there, I think we kind of spill over this one. This is a law that says in order to make things happen in your life, you must take action. For example, I tried to quit smoking, and I must have tried 17 different times. I'd quit a year, get back on, quit a year, get back on. Until one day, halfway through a pack, I just felt too good to smoke. And I couldn't describe it better than that. There was zero resistance to quitting. I just decided that day I was done. It was the best path of least resistance. I realized that this particular change of smoking was definitely going to succeed because it wasn't hard. It just was easy. There was no resistance to this particular change, and I haven't smoked since. So, laws of creation, you have to make an effort to change your life. Have to take an action in order to create things that you want in your life. The next law, number 3, law of humility. And I think what this law really means is you got to be humble enough to accept responsibility for your current life, both good and bad. It's time to stop and grow up and stop doing the blame game. Your life sucks because you've done something to make it suck, or your life is great because you're doing the things that you need to make your life great. But some of us, most of us, almost all of us are somewhere in between. We take responsibility for the good things in our life and we tend to blame our significant others, our bosses, or whatever, our president, whoever, for the crappy things in our life. Lord knows I've done that very thing. It's important to be really honest and humble about your life is in the way it is because of the choices that you make. So, the next law, number 4, law of growth. This one's kind of interesting. I had to kind of stumble around and try to find some more information on it. But basically it says something is always going to grow from the seeds you plant. So this is pretty important. If you're planting positive seeds, you're going to get positive results. If you're planting negative seeds, you're going to get negative results. It's so very important to focus on planting the right seeds, the good seeds. If you want to affect change in a positive direction, that's what you've got to do. The next law, number 5, law of responsibility. This basically says we are responsible for our entire life. The way you see it today, it's no one's fault. It's not the president's fault. It's not your boss's fault. It's not your spouse's fault. It's not your kid's fault. It's not your parents. It's not mommy. It's not daddy. It's not your brother or sister or whoever. It's you. You've got to take complete responsibility for your life and the choices that you've made, because they do determine your reality. Number 6, the law of connection. This is pretty cool that everything in the universe is connected. Your past is connected to your present and is connected to the future. Basically, it's saying who you are today is a result of your past behavior, and who you will be tomorrow is a result of what you're doing today. So everything is like on a string and it's all connected. And it reminds me of this cool quote, and I don't know who ever said it, but I remember this. Be careful of what you think, for your thoughts become your words. Be careful of what you say because your words become your actions. Be careful of what you do because your actions determine your character. Basically, your character is everything. And I just thought it was a wonderful explanation of connectedness and, in fact, karma. I really, really enjoyed that quote. I don't know whoever said it, but who you are today is your fault. Number 7, the next law of focus. And this is kind of where I have screwed up on, trying to take on too many things at once, too many irons in the fire. It says if you focus on too many things at once, it will slow your progress and just lead you to frustration. It's best to focus on one thing at a time and you'll get better results. I don't know if you've watched my channel, but if you have, you saw I did an experiment with the Grabovoi codes and I had probably like 50 of them on a line. And I tried to do it all at once, and that didn't lead to any success. And I think that was part of the problem. So I'm going to do more experiments on those codes, just one at a time. The next law, number 8, law of giving and hospitality. This is kind of cool. It says you need to live the way you believe. You got to give what you believe in. So if you want more money and more prosperity, you got to give that money and prosperity to people in need. I love this law. This makes a lot of sense to me. If you've watched the channel and you see my rant, or you will see my rant on corporations and working for corporations. If you know the corporate people are screwing other people, you're part of the problem. You just need to stop working for these crooked corporations. I swear to you, in the laws of karma, you're going to reap what you sow. If you want an insurance company to cover you, right, in your time of need, work for an insurance company that does that. If you see it playing shenanigans and playing favorites and denying claims because they just want to make a buck, get out of that machine, because these are corporations that need to fail. They're not doing what they say they're supposed to do. They're only prospering themselves. And I think that's the law of all of us. We need to be cautious on what we do for each other, because if you mistreat a person, expect mistreatment in return. So that's law number 8. Law number 9, the law of here and now. And I think this is a problem for all of us, definitely for me. You either focus on your past or you focus on your future. We very rarely in our society stay in the here and now. We're always distracted. There's so many things for us to focus on, and we get in our own head and we get into our thoughts and we think about an old memory of our past. But every time you think that thought, you're bringing your past into the present, and you're going to relive it over and over again until you decide to change. Again, worrying about the future does absolutely nothing but get you out of the present. All we have is today. So stay present, stay happy in the now, and watch what happens. Your life will change. Number 10, law of change. This is kind of ironic. The next law is law of change. It basically says exactly what I just said. History will repeat itself over and over until you learn something and change something to create a change in your reality. You have to stay conscious and you have to stay committed to that behavior in order to change the path of your life. The next law kind of goes with it. It's called the law of patience and reward. If you're consistent in your efforts, your goals will bear positive fruit. You can't do what I have done on a diet, do it for 2 weeks and expect to lose any weight. Oh, Lord knows I don't. And I've definitely struggled on that. Exercise for 2 weeks. We're coming up here on New Year's resolutions, and that happens. Everybody gets a gym membership, and within 30 days, nobody goes anymore. They might go for 2 weeks if they're that lucky, and then they go back to their same patterns and wonder why they're bigger today than they were yesterday. But that's just kind of what happens. We keep reinventing our past and doing the same things over and over again and never change, because we don't stay consistent and persistent. I have trouble with that. Patience is not my virtue, but I'm going to work on that. I think the other thing to do is try to enjoy the journey of your change. Just make sure you celebrate the little steps of success as you're going on your day. I think it will make the plans that you're doing or hoping to change your direction of your life a whole lot better if you enjoy the process. Okay, number 12, the law of significance and inspiration. This law, I think, really is an important law that helps people who are suffering from depression. It's suicidal thoughts. We get into these negative thought patterns. We start to feel like we're useless and helpless and blah, 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 and we just cycle down into this horrible state of mind. But I think this law, it's really important to understand and believe that each and every contribution you make will affect this world. Let's just say you go out of your way and open the door for a senior citizen that's coming into the grocery store, and you greet him with a smile. You don't know how kindness will affect that person. He may in turn be kind to the next person who needs that kindness, because that person may be thinking of committing a crime or thinking of committing suicide. You just never know what your kindness will generate out in this world. Everything and every choice and every behavior that you do will affect the lives of others. It may be that your kindness stopped an accident because that person is smiling and now more focused on the here and now, and you may have prevented somebody from slamming into another person, being a distracted driver. The behavior that we have, it acts like a pebble in water. If you throw a pebble in water in a lake, you see the ripple effect. That's definitely what I think we can do in this world. We can affect positive change doing that very thing. Just be kind and live your truth. And only you can fulfill your purpose. This is your mission on life. It's not up to anyone else. You are very original. You are the one and only you can fulfill your purpose in life. I think that's just important that we seem to lose track. We need to share our gifts and our skills with the world and make this place a better world. Anyway, I hope this little episode shows you a little bit about what the laws of karma are and the laws of attraction. If you understand these laws and live these laws, I think your life will be better. I think your growth will be better. And I think this world will be a better place. So take care, God bless, and let me know any examples that you may have on karma, and we'll be reviewing those and perhaps share them on our Patreon channel. And I also will be singing a song directly related to this particular episode. Join us on the Patreon channel for just $1. Thank you.